The Indonesian jungle turns beyond dark when the sun dips below the horizon, making a scary place much scarier. It is at this time when an elusive creature makes its appearance. A creature with huge, leathery wings, the face of an ape, and a distinctive call.
Welcome to Counting Cryptids.
What's up, guys? This is episode 17.
Yes, it is.
Going on, Jacob.
Not a lot, Connor.
I feel like this is a better way to introduce ourselves as legends.
In a very forced conversation.
Yes. This is actually well scripted. I've scripted this all out beforehand. Planted it in your mind that you knew what to say. Very well done.
I still don't know what to say.
It's all a part of the plan.
Perfect. So today we're talking about big bats.
Large bats.
Ahul is kind of specifically.
Emphasis on Ahul.
Yeah, it's kind of like the same thing that we did last time with the pterosaurs and like ropin.
Yeah.
Again, like we kind of started with Ahul and just like the amount of information that we were finding on other things very similar. Kind of just branched out.
Lots of very similar things.
Yeah, exactly. Also, quick disclaimer. I just got a dog.
Yes.
She's
very
upstairs.
Cute.
She's upstairs sleeping right now. So hopefully she'll be quiet for most of this. But if you do hear any noises in the background that are loud, I'm sure we'll get anything edited out too. But just wanted to throw that out there in case it. I don't know. I guess I don't even fucking know why. Whatever.
Yeah. That's another drink for dog noises, so.
Oh, okay.
Keep your ears peeled, folks.
Just add them in post.
Yep. There's just large barking noises in the middle of sentences. That wouldn't get annoying at all.
All right, let's fucking get into this then.
Let's get deep on the Ahul.
Deep into the deepest parts of the jungles of Java.
Java, Indonesia.
Deep? That would be the location of specifically Ahul. Again, a real awkward start to this one, as is tradition here on the podcast. I guess we said giant bats, but they're typically typically described as having a chimp-like face, sometimes a bat-like face, large dark eyes, red-skinned wings covered in gray fur, large claws on the forearms,
some fangs, you know.
I saw feet appear to face backwards.
I did see that as well, which I thought strange, but if you think of a bat's feet, they're kind of
Do you
weird.
think of the feet anyway? Like what?
Where did the feet begin and the wing not?
I don't really know what a bat's foot looks like, to be perfectly honest with you.
I only ever see them just dangling. Like
they're hanging upside down, and I'm like, I
true.
see your face, not your feet. Yeah.
Up, you're upside down.
A bat, obviously, so nocturnal.
Yes. During the day, it hides in caves behind waterfalls, specifically. Yeah, behind waterfalls,
very specifically.
Apparently.
Maybe that's just like what bats do, so they're like, yep, this is exactly what this would do. But I never saw anything specific as to like why that was the exact location, but I did see that everywhere. Again, this is specifically like Ahul right now, which also its name is derived from the sound it makes. Ahul! Literally, in my notes, I have Q Connor, and I didn't even have to say it. You just fucking did it, so that's cool.
I saw that it was also known as Athol.
Athul, Athol.
Yeah.
Ahool.
Didn't see any reasoning behind that or anything. In one of the things I saw, like, named Athol for its call Ahul. Like, what does that make sense? I saw that one as well. That makes no sense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Ahul, it's not dissimilar, but like,
Athul!
You know.
Okay.
So Athul's wingspan is reported to have been 18 to 28 feet in one location that I saw. That was the range it gave. Another one I saw like 12.
I saw 12.
That's 6 to 9 meters for the rest of the world.
Yes.
A quick comparison: the largest known living bat is the flying fox. This endangered species lives in the nearby Philippines. Has a 5.6 foot or 1.7 meter wingspan. But the flying fox gets its name from the golden fur around its head and fox-like face. The ahul is said to be all gray fur, and also the wingspan is reported to be like 5 times the size.
Yes.
So it is in some instances, could be maybe mistaken for like, if you had any idea what like ahul was or whatever.
And you saw a large bat, and you're not used to such things.
Well, honestly, like if I saw a flying fox, I would shit my pants.
Oh, absolutely.
Those things are massive.
They're like birds, but worse.
Like a regular sized bat, I'm like, wow, you're big. I don't know how I feel about you.
And I mean, they're generally vegetarians. The flying foxes are, but they have been known to like attack humans on occasion.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like specifically farmers.
Like getting too
being
close
in the fucking way, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. I had seen that ahul is said to primarily eat fish.
Yeah, fish. Obviously, I mean, maybe not obviously. I don't know if we said this, but it is known to, like, some stories tell of it, like, picking up children.
Yeah. I think that's specifically ahul in this. I think that was orang batty.
Yes, which we will get to some other ones.
Yeah, it's okay. So I guess some similar names for creatures that appear to be like almost the exact same thing across the globe. So like we just mentioned, orang batty, a bat-like or sometimes monkey-like creature said to inhabit the Indonesian island of Seram, allegedly abducts children to be eaten. I guess we'll talk about that a little bit more later. I think you have some stuff on that.
I've got a story for that one.
Do you want to do it that way?
Let's knock it out right now. We're talking about it.
Long mitzvah, baby. Hit it up.
Like you said, this is a one known to carry away children and eat them. Natives describe the orang bati as a 5-foot tall creature with leathery wings, red skin, and a long, thin tail. With one of the only stories that I read from probably an English-speaking person, I'm sure if we were in the area and talked to some people and were able to communicate with them, we'd hear a few more stories. But
like
on
official
the
reported kind of thing.
Yeah. So in 1987, Tyson Hughes, an English missionary, began an 18-month contract to assist the Moluccan tribes of the Seram Island to develop more efficient farming. He was skeptical of the tales that he heard from the tribes people, but was later convinced when he encountered one for himself. The encounter was not something I found. I
had encountered one.
He encountered one, apparently.
I declare bankruptcy.
Yeah. That's the orang bati.
All right, cool. So now that we've decided to like do this a little bit differently, I do have a quick ahul story.
Do it.
So this comes to us from unknownexplorers.com. They said one account, but in other places I saw this listed as the first officially reported account of ahul.
Yep.
So one account, quote, one account of the ahul occurred in 1925 when naturalist Dr. Ernest Bartleson, son of noted ornithologist M.E.G. Bartleson,
whoever that is,
Meg, was exploring a waterfall on
Shut
the
up,
slopes. Was exploring a waterfall on the slopes of the Salik Mountains when a giant unknown bat, the ahul, flew directly over his head. 2 years later, in 1927, around 11:30 p.m., Dr. Ernest Bartleson encountered the ahul again. This time, he was lying in his bed inside his thatched house close to a river in western Java, listening to the sounds of the jungle when suddenly he heard a very different sound coming from almost directly over his hut. This loud and clear cry seemed to utter, "Ahul!" Grabbing his torch, Dr. Bartleson ran out of his hut in the direction the sound seemed to be heading. Less than 20 seconds later, he heard it again, a final "Ahul!" which floated back towards him from the considerable distance downstream. As he would recall many years later, he was transfixed on the sound, not because he didn't know what produced it, but rather because he did. The ahul. Ahul!
Ahul! Ahul! Ahul! That's just imagine that how that went down.
Honestly,
That might be terrifying. Like pitch black. Just picture real quick.
Just a man
pitch
going
black.
Ahul.
Barely any safety underneath your thatched roof. It's sticks. You got sticks overhead, and you just hear a large being just Ahul, bro, Ahul.
Hello, Ahul. Hello, Ahul.
Yeah, it could have been a man chopping down a tree. It's like Ahul, Adolkin.
That's pretty good too. Okay, so I saw in a number of places also how similar Ahul was to the Ropin and the Kongomoto that we talked about in the last episode. I also saw comparisons drawn to Kamazots from Mayan mythology, which translates to death bat.
Metal!
Which is definitely awesome. Also, the bat people from Brazil, the night flyers from Vietnam, the Oletu from Cameroon, and even the bat squatch from North America. Fun fact, the bat squatch was ranked number 2 on Metal Injection's list of 10 most metal American cryptids. We'll definitely link to that in the description. But this is, ultimately, this is just, fucking everywhere.
Yeah. It's just one of those, really widely known, descriptive, animals.
I don't know if widely known,
I didn't know anything about this, but, globally,
it is
in global stories.
Everywhere, but it doesn't seem to be, well known everywhere. I'm just now realizing I have access to somebody who is from Indonesia. Talked about, probably should have done prior to recording.
Yeah,
if they have any stories,
I want to know.
know.
I want to know about them. Yeah, lots. It's just one of those things. It's super interesting to me that all these different tribes, a lot of them, especially these ones and last episodes, and I always forget the dinosaur ones. Both of the dinosaur ones, the Mela
in the
and
Congo, Amelia and Tauka, and Mokele and Mbembe.
Yeah, they're all either passed down or thought of by tribes that aren't a part of our society.
But it seems to match something that existed in the past that we are aware of.
Yeah, that, and it's just across the planet they come up with these same descriptions for
every
animals.
fucking continent at this point. Actually, I didn't see anything about Russia or China. Did you have any other stories about other ones real quick, or no? I have 2 more I can do.
I've got an alleged Ahul sighting.
Okay, do that since I just did that one Ahul.
This one takes place in southern Portugal, which is considerably southern, considerably more southern than Indonesia.
Is it?
It might be northern.
What I was thinking. I think no. Portugal is by Spain. Portugal is much more northern. Portugal is connected to Spain.
I'm gonna read this the way that I had read it. So
what? Okay.
So I read this from mysteriousuniverse.org.
Excellent.
I figured they had something, so I went over there and checked it out.
Now that you say that, I read that article a couple months ago, and I
really?
Yeah, I didn't use it for. I think I sent you a picture of it because we already knew we were doing this episode. Also, who was it that caught that we were doing this? That very awkward whisper foreshadowing thing we did in the last episode. Shout out to Lucas for guessing this week's cryptid last week.
Yeah, in last episode,
however that sentence
last episode, he commented and said that he noticed the Ahul. Nice teaser for the next episode. Ahul? ?
Yes.
You are correct,
yes.
Lucas.
Sort of Ahul.
You're a winner in our book.
Hey.
Also, Lucas does awesome drawings.
He does. Go follow us on Facebook to see those. That's facebook.com/Counting Cryptids.
And Twitter at Count Cryptid. Not to be confused with one another.
You find one, you can get to the other. Honestly, if you
just search Counting
for
Cryptid.
It, we'll pop up. No big deal. All right. I guess I'm going to jump into...
I hope you've got some more stuff.
I do have a couple more things.
I am getting towards the end of my notes.
Yeah, I am too. That's fine. Okay, so real quick, I am going to talk about the Vietnamese night flyers.
Dude, do that.
So this comes to us from itsmith.wikia. Quote, to date, there has only been one known sighting of the creature, which became known as the Vietnamese night flyers. According to this one and only documented encounter, a group of 3 U.S. Marines in 1969, while on guard duty near Da Nang, South Vietnam, sighted a group of creatures, the likes of which they had never seen before. The 3 Marines claimed that they had seen 3 unclothed, hair-covered feminine figures, all of which were approximately 5 feet tall, flying over their post in the dead of night. They further claimed that they could hear the leathery flapping of their membranous black wings as the fur-covered female figures soared above.
Hairy breasts.
That's the first thing you gotta say? So you're telling me it's a Bigfoot.
I just find it interesting that it's like the first one that is a female figure.
Specifically like very feminine.
Yeah, like it did mention in some of the articles about female ahools, but...
I mean, they also saw it in, quote, the dead of night.
It was pitch black.
Yeah, it was, hey, we saw this shit, man. I don't know. Saw them titties, bro, I swear. I saw it also, it had suggested that, or some people had suggested that it was just like because they had been at war, stationed there for long, not like had any physical human contact.
Exactly,
They just like imagined
they just
fucking
had
birds
in the middle of the night
having boobs.
It had a very pronounced breast.
Christ. But it does seem so like a lot. I guess we talked about it earlier a little bit, like that. They're described as having a monkey-like face, so some people think that they're just like fucking primates that have wings, which literally is terrifying. Because a gorilla with wings would be like just fucking awful. Like I understand that the weight of a gorilla doesn't really add up for it to be able to fly, but a primate with bat wings would be crazy.
But that bird can fly with a beak bigger than the rest of its entire body.
No, it could.
Just said a gorilla could not.
Correct. Fly. And the thing cannot now because it doesn't exist. Past tense, it could when it was alive.
Yeah, it could. It no longer exists, but it can fly.
But the weight of one of those.
Able to fly. They have all hollow bones, by the way.
That's the thing. Birds have hollow bones.
Hollow bones. Like,
yeah. They have
weight reduction at its finest.
Exactly.
But on that note of primate with wings.
Yes.
Like, I think the picture that I saw most, at least, probably the most universal picture of an ahool is this gorilla with wings attacking two, looks like soldiers, maybe expedition people. And the thing is massive.
Yeah, it's actually terrifying.
It's terrifying, but a lot of, as far as I know, they're not that big, one. And they're like, I mean, one place I read, they're like the size of a 1-year-old. I don't understand.
I saw that the forearms were the size of an infant.
The forearms? Did I misread that?
Bro. The size of an infant. I don't know if that means like length or if homeboy's just like
jacked,
built, dude.
I don't know if that's the kind of muscle you want, though. It
seems unrealistic, but the way that
muscle is heavy
is it's like the membrane is connected through like their fingertips, so they like open and close their hands to fly.
Okay.
So like you would get some more defined things doing that, I guess, but muscle is heavier than fat.
Right.
Like, adding muscle to something doesn't really make sense if it needs to
elevate. Okay, so here's the sentence. The ahool, named after its call, a long ahool, is said to be a bat-like creature and is described as the size of a 1-year-old child with a gigantic wingspan of roughly 12 feet. It goes on to say it is reported to be covered in short gray fur, large black eyes, flattened forearms, supporting its leathery wings, and a monkey-like head, with a flattish man-like face.
Okay.
It is the size of a child. Not even a child. An infant. 12-foot wingspan.
When do they stop being infants? When do they stop being babies and become toddlers?
Don't know. 2 years
old. My wife
old.
tells me, like, okay, that seems really early to me. To me, a 2-year-old is still a baby, but she's always told me too, and I don't know why I didn't believe her. Because
I think once it starts walking regularly...
Wait, did I just call her my girlfriend, or did I say wife? Because we're definitely married.
I'll cut that out.
Yeah, I'm going to have to take a look and see, and when we listen back, okay.
So yeah, like I think when they transition from like crawling to like walking regularly,
as
then
like
they're
their
toddler.
Primary means of transportation.
That's the word. I think that's the transition from toddler to child, though. No idea.
Aren't they all children? I don't think there's a defining like child. You have like Christ, okay.
Child to teen. When you turn 13.
Called puberty, Connor.
Grow hairs on your genitalia.
Okay. So I did not mention this one before, and I think I told you a little bit about this one, but this one's pretty fun too. So it's
I like fun things.
The Rebobs of Napa Valley.
I don't think you told me about this one.
I yelled at you about it a little bit. I didn't tell you. I did tell you the name, but this one comes from xemplore.com. Quote: the one feature of the Rebos most people agree on, though not everyone will agree on, is that they are monkey-like in appearance, but from there, accounts can vary wildly. Christ, I swear I've had one beer. One legend says that they are half monkey, half robot, and have wings. Another tells of a scientist combining monkeys and humans, which resulted in the Rebobs.
I like that one.
Yet another version says they are part bat. And still another adds that the Rebobs have long fangs and claws in addition to wings. Many sources also describe them as basically being the flying monkeys from The Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
Unlike most of the
fly,
others...
my pretties, fly!
Exactly, right?
Quick fact, she doesn't actually say that. In the movie, she refers to Dorothy as her pretty, and then tells them to not kill her. She doesn't care what happens to others.
She says fly, fly. She doesn't say fly, my pretties. Yeah, that makes sense.
So, fun fact, Mandela affected on your ass.
Sort of. There's a lot of things like that I'd love to do episodes on, but this
doesn't really fall into our category.
Yeah, like
maybe a mini episode or a bonus episode.
Because, I mean, we talked about doing that, like, mass hysteria kind of thing, too.
Yeah.
So if there's a way that we can work into, like...
being encrypted, like...
If I could not have to work and spend all my time just doing shit, I would totally do, like, Science Sunday episode.
God, right. Like Science Friday, Counting Cryptids, Science Sunday. I'm your host,
Weekend
Ira
Weird,
Plato.
come on!
Weekend of Weird. That needs to be, if we ever have, like, a fest or, like, a meet together.
We're too spread out to have a meet together, Connor.
If you guys are interested in a meet together, get a hold of me.
So unlike most of the others we've talked about,
I don't like large crowds.
Fuck off. The Rebobs can be found in a very specific location, like really specific. Just go to the end of Patrick Road.
Oh, that's just where you find them?
Yeah.
Not the yellow brick road?
Yeah, no. This goes good too. They can be found by, quote, parking at the end and waiting for them to attack or jump on the car. Another one says to just, like, hang out with your better half at the Patrick Cemetery, but, like, they're going to attack you because they crave your young and, how did they
your young
it?
love?
Passion-filled flesh and blood. Is how
they're going to catch you in the act.
And then you're going to get bit on the balls by a monkey.
This is the passion sack.
Others report that Rebobs come at night and snatch sleeping children from their beds, typically eating or dismembering the children, sometimes forcing them into slavery.
What?
Sometimes they also steal and skin cats.
They want a nice cat
that last
headpiece.
little bit seems like the kind of thing that, like, shitty parents tell their kids, like, you better go to sleep or the Rebobs are going to come get you. Or,
Mom,
like,
the Rebobs are real.
Like a coyote.
Yeah, well, they skin cats, and they make hats out of them.
A coyote killed the cat, and they told them that the flying monkeys came and got it. Like, what makes that any better than a fucking coyote doing it?
Give him that.
The mysticism?
Yeah.
Wow, the world is a mysterious place.
Wow. You know so
no,
far,
no,
Mom.
No, not this time.
You know so far, Mom. That makes sense.
That one is a little bit different, but I did see in one they were talking about, like, monkey and bat. So I had to include that because monkey robots with wings is pretty cool.
Awesome.
I would like, if you're...
Are the wings robotic, or is it the monkey robotic?
It didn't really specify. It just said half monkey, half robot. Let me see if I can get a little bit more information about Rebobs real quick.
Cyborg with bat wings?
So far, everything I'm seeing is a picture is just like a really, really shitty. So there's like a baboon in a zoo yelling, and they probably didn't do anything to his teeth, but they like very crudely photoshopped like eagle claws onto his hands and like sort of bat wings onto his back. But the masking job on that is absolute dog shit. If I can find this photo again, I will definitely link to it because it's dog shit. That's real bad. Whoever made that, shame on you.
There's not even like
I didn't see a single goddamn photo of anything of these.
Like realistic.
Every single one I looked up. There was one that is like, yeah, there's a flying monkey bat in this picture, and all I see in the very middle of a picture is a goddamn dog jumping sideways. Like it's a dog running, and I'm like looking around behind it, like, is there something attacking this dog? There's
something else I'm
literally
supposed
nothing.
to be looking
No,
for?
You can very clearly see the animal that is just a fucking animal.
That is a dog.
Yeah, it's. I don't get it, man. I don't know if you.
It was just a howling dog. They heard the dog howl. They thought he said a hool, so they took a picture. Had to go with it, so they didn't look stupid.
So if anybody lives near Napa Valley, find Patrick Rowe. Just make sure you lock your car. I don't want to get sued for you getting eaten by a flying monkey because I told you to go look.
Disclaimer.
For a flying... Yeah, that's my disclaimers. Fucking lock your car doors.
Enter at your own risk.
Bring some bear mace.
Does that work on winged apes?
I feel like it works on anything that's alive.
It's fucking
pepper spray. Yeah, dude. Have you? Oh my god.
Everywhere burns.
I'll get you a Carolina Reaper. You just bring that with you and just touch it with it, and it'll fucking melt.
Wear gloves.
Okay, so this one.
I real quick though.
Yeah.
I want to say. I keep saying real quick though.
Welcome to Counting Cryptids.
Counting real quick though.
Yeah, just right. Quick interjection.
If I could have a moment of your time, sir.
You have 1 moment.
So I think I really like the idea of a mad scientist in the cryptozoological world.
Just like one guy that's just like making
Mass
a bunch of like
crazy fucking things.
He's just like, okay, so I got a bat to get this baboon pregnant.
I found a cat and a snake.
I just how do you make that one work?
That's a worm.
No. I mean, like, if you're breeding them.
Oh, I didn't think he was breeding them. He's a mad scientist.
Yeah, that's why I said a fucking
like some genetics,
like a bat banging a monkey.
a lot of flapping.
Your wings over there.
Lots of flapping.
Oh, fuck.
Bats made upside down.
Wait, really?
I don't. Not all bats that I know of. But I did.
I know some bats that do.
I did read that some fruit bats, the flying fox, do it upside down.
All right.
I don't know how they do it.
There is a photo I saw. I've seen it. A lot of places say "ahool," you know what I mean, and a lot of it was like giant bat captured. What is it? And then I saw a comment on the YouTube video.
That's a giant bat.
Yeah, it was funny because they quoted the title of it, and then underneath it just ... It's a bat.
Bat.
It was funny. But the photo of it, I will try and link to the photo of this bat. I don't know if it's a flying fox. It's a little bit disturbing because it's like kind of tied up. With his wings spread out, but it is fucking big. Like the body of it looks like almost the same size as a man's body.
Yeah,
it is fucking large. Like
they're large.
We'll have a couple of photos of the flying fox in the description. Good fucking googly moogly. They're fucking huge, man. Every time I see them, it weirds me out. But ultimately, this is pretty badass. Like it's like a werewolf and a vampire combined into one thing, sort of. Except not really.
This one's balls are hanging out.
Heyo.
I think those are balls. They might be berries. I don't know. They're very low on its torso. Definitely a penis.
We'll make sure we link to that one in the description.
They're all like that.
Well, yeah, they all have genitals, sir. That's how.
Show me your genitals.
Genitals, what?
Show me your genitals. Your genitalia. Classic YouTube video.
John LeJoie. Yeah, this is just like a coyote or a deer jumping. I found that photo. Devil monkey.
Is that not a deer?
It's a deer or a dog, a coyote, a fox. Like, it's not. There's no wings on the thing that you can see. There's like.
In no way resembles a aerial creature.
I don't see anything with wings. There's some plants by it. There's nothing there.
I really don't see what that guy's going for there.
What the fuck?
Bats are definitely creepy. I think their heads are cute.
Bats?
Yeah, like from the neck up. That's all I saw. That's cool. That's cool with me.
Well, the flying foxes, especially because they look like a fox.
Yeah.
And like little bats, depending on the bat. Some bats, very cute. Other bats, not. I will link to a picture of a cute bat.
Do this one with his tongue sticking out.
Do this one that looks like a little puppy dog.
I would pet that. I believe they're an endangered species.
The flying fox is indeed an endangered species.
So
Species.
donate to your local endangered species fund because we're not taking any of your monies right now. If you're listening to this in the future and we've decided to take monies, donate to us also.
There is a specific bat that's tongue can extend 150% of the length of its body.
It's like a fruit by the foot? What the fuck?
Dog, I would have linked to this one in the description too. They put sugar water in the bottom of a test tube and it's like flying and drinking it out of it and its tongue is like it's fucking
It is longer
weird.
than its wing.
It's bigger than its body, dude. It's
How?
what the fuck?
Like when you take a fruit by the foot and you just
You
throw it.
fucking flick it.
yeah, and it just unravels.
That was in the newscientist.com for future me to do. So I found it by Googling or by accidentally, or not by accidentally, but by clicking on the bat tongue link that popped up when I clicked bat face. That's okay. This again, we had talked about this a little bit before too. This wasn't something that was on your radar before having done this or like knowing that we were going to do this episode.
Yeah, before Counting Cryptids, no idea. Before my interest in cryptids, I don't think I had ever heard about it. Never researched it. You?
I don't think I had ever heard about it either.
Was it a ping on your radar?
I don't think so. No. Again, it's kind of hard to remember sometimes because
Right.
we set up this episode. Most of the episodes at this point were set up almost a year ago, so it's hard to remember specifically when my first introduction was to it. But I don't think that this is on my radar.
Yeah.
Are you done on your notes? Are we about time to get off the fence on this?
Okay.
You
No.
got some pros and cons for me?
We've got a real quick, I don't know where this falls on this scale, but, the deaths could be contributed to, bats, but not the way that they, like, attack somebody, like,
What death?
apparently, when they attack kids, kill kids.
Oh, okay, yeah, sorry.
That kind of thing. There are a lot of large bats, like the flying fox bat, is a carrier of the deadly virus,
Oh, okay.
which could potentially kill a human being, and you could imagine it not going treated and resulting in death.
I just picture bats as winged rodents, really.
Yeah,
anyway, so I'm just like-
essentially,
I don't like rodents at all.
they're filthy creatures,
Fucking dirty and disgusting.
bottom dwellers.
And I always just think like rabies. And
Yeah, especially like in cities.
they
Not
can
good.
be cute like as pets. Like I've seen pet rats that are cute and mice as well, obviously. But I mean, I've had mice in my house, and I just like the second I see them, like my stomach just goes. "Ugh." Like it doesn't growl. I just like it kind of sinks a little bit. It's like, what do I do?
As a vegetarian, do you want to kill it?
Yeah, I'd rather get it out of my house, but it is a priority for me to make sure that the cats don't eat it.
Yes, and now dog. Yeah,
And yeah, 100% now dog, because like it's okay. Like obviously, like they've killed a couple, and that was okay. Like they never ate them. They just wanted to show me that they got it. I just don't like
I don't
if
understand
you listen
that.
to any of the stuff that we did before we did Counting Cryptids. We had some of those old ones on here before. Some of you probably listened to those. If you did and you're still listening, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah,
Those episodes were really bad is my implication there. But we had talked about Toxoplasma gondii.
Yes.
Which is a parasite that gets in mice through them eating cat poop.
correct.
So then the mice, it like changes the mental.
Yeah,
It changes some things in the mouse's brain to make
chemicals
so
in the
instead
brain.
of like an aversion to cat urine or whatever it was. So that way they kind of just like don't care about cats and they're just kind of willy-nilly like I don't give a single fuck. I'm not going to be worried about a cat being here even though like I can smell a cat and I know that a cat is here.
don't
So
care.
then like it makes them more likely to get eaten by the cat, which is the only place that it can reproduce. But additionally, it affects humans as well. And I want to say it was up to like estimated that was 70% of the population of France.
Let me say it's a very large percent.
Yeah, it's fucking
across the
disgusting. Like
globe,
it
but-
freaked me out when we did that episode. So then whenever I see like a mouse, I haven't seen one here in my house here yet. I was taking the trash out a week or two ago and saw one outside.
Also, I think
I think
humans
it
can
jumped on
contract it by like, I don't know. I think it's something where like you would have to eat the cat, but it's also like transmitted if you like are around its feces. I think that's the main transmission of it.
It said when we did the episode, it said living with a cat is not a significant risk, but living with multiple kittens is.
Oh, okay. That's
I'm
using
impressing
your noodle.
myself with my memory right now, guys. I've killed a lot of brain cells in my day.
And continue to do so.
Yeah, I'm fucking going strong, guys.
I crunch this ice cube.
I thought it was a fart, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I did lean fart-esque.
You did lean. So
All right.
that's everything you got?
I think that's all the info we've got on the hool and other flying.
Again, there's a lot of other ones, and we
primates.
only briefly mentioned bat squatch. If there's anything that there's a significant amount of information on, and you feel like we left it out and it was very important, let us know. If it's the kind of thing that's like, we definitely need to do an episode on this in the future, we'll get it on the list after it happens. I think we found... Oh shit, was that one that we actually talked about doing? I said that very British.
Yeah, you
what
did.
the fuck? Was that one that we had actually talked about doing, though? I think we did. 3 weeks. I think we talked about looking at that one.
Did.
We'll take a look and see if that one's legit. We actually have some exciting things coming the next 2 episodes.
Yes.
I don't know if exciting is really the correct word.
I think it's more exciting to us than probably the listeners. But
yeah, we're just timing it out in a way that we feel is intelligent.
Yeah. Hopefully
take that however you will.
Hopefully it attracts a different audience.
It
grows our
casting
audience.
a broader net, hopefully. Well, not really. But
Not
still.
really. They're just trying to bring more people in a timely manner.
What I will say is that next week is one of the more popular ones.
Yeah.
It's something that you've definitely heard of, and
Yeah.
that's about all I'm giving you for now.
The one following, you've probably never even heard of.
Go hop on the Facebook group, get in over there, and I promise I'll tell you what it is.
Yeah. If you can guess it, we'll tell you what it is.
Honestly, if you're a new follower and you're like, hey, I only followed because you tell me what the next episode is, 100% we'll tell you what the next episode is. Connor will DM you.
I will
worry
message
about
you
it.
in private.
Connor's going to slip into your DMs. Like, I don't have an example of what he's sliding in like, but...
An otter into the water.
I don't know why the fuck that was funny. If you could have tied that in with Doarku somehow, I would have been a little bit more pleased.
Didn't bring up sliding into the DMs Doarku, unfortunately.
I don't know if my meme game was strong enough to understand what that meant back then, but that's fine. So where are you at with this? What are you thinking?
This is this is another one of those tough ones where there's a lot of reports of something similar
everywhere. Seriously, almost everywhere.
Africa, Indonesia,
Portugal is Spain,
South America,
North America.
I think I just made up South America. I don't know if I have.
Yeah, there was some Brazil.
Oh, Brazil. Okay. Yep. Basil.
Brazil.
There's also some that I saw in Australia.
Yeah. That one that you found started with a G, right?
Yeah, something weird.
It was in The Witcher.
Gar or something.
We do really good research here at Counting Cryptids.
Yes.
But
where am I at?
Yeah. Do you think there is a flying primate?
I think it just very well could be a bat. Some people suggested it could be, like said last episode, it could be a pterosaur.
I've seen a lot of comparisons to pterosaur, and I don't think a fucking pterodactyl and a bat look alike at all.
Not at all.
Or a gorilla.
The only thing they have in common is the leathery wing.
Yeah.
It ends there.
That's it. And there's also... Bats have kind of like a short, stumpy face, too.
Yeah. There's definitely beaks on...
It's I'm kind of thinking like the gorilla, the primate thing that they're talking about. Yeah. They do have that kind of a different face, but I would never describe it as being monkey.
They describe it specifically as like a flat
human-like
face.
or primate-like in most places that I saw, which I would not typically describe a bat as such.
Especially a fruit bat, which
they do have more
pronounced
on typically
snouts.
on fruit bats. Yeah. Some are kind of very stubby face,
which they use to eat fruit.
This
Science.
Is that Tim and Eric meme right here that y'all can't see. The exploding head one. That's fine.
Somebody could I keep stopping you from a meme. That'd be amazing.
I keep stopping you from planting your flag. Dan, which side you would prefer? Or which side you think?
I'm just gonna go with the bat. It shares a lot of characteristics.
But you think
with
that people are actually seeing something?
I think they're just seeing.
It's just like a big bat, and they're really shit at telling the size of things because people are really shit at telling the size of things.
I mean, and there could be a very large bat, like out of the norm large
Just
bat.
like, oh yeah, this is well, and again, like so when we talk about like the size of a flying fox, like this is like typically what size they are. This is not like
5
this
to
is
6
the
feet.
like the largest
Still
specimen
fucking
we have ever
large.
found. Yeah, you know what I mean. So is it the kind of but you'd think that if there was some out there that were twice the size of the normal size of one,
It draws some attention.
yeah,
Somebody would.
it would be notable for sure.
But maybe it is. Maybe that's what these stories are.
So it would be hard to identify at night, but the
Very
flying
much so.
fox has a more fox-like face with kind of a snout, and also has that characteristic like golden fur
Mhm.
on and around its head.
Yeah.
Which typically most of these were described as being all gray fur, but again,
Wait,
they're
dark.
all seeing it at night.
Yeah, there's none of them say anything about seeing it during the day. All at night. All in populated areas in a jungle.
Well, specifically for Ahul,
Right.
but just in general, not necessarily Ahul.
You're in a panic.
I think I want to say that something's actually being seen. I'm a little bit more inclined to believe this one because of how fucking spread out this is and how similar some of those are. There seems to be some, dare I say, hooey in here, but it seems, whether it be just like an abnormally large bat, I don't know. I don't think a primate can fly. I don't think there's a way a primate can fly with bat wings. You give him a fucking jetpack, he just land and smash his face on the ground. That's fine.
I think, well, I mean, to help your argument, I think what we're thinking of is like a gorilla. But there's also smaller, I think I saw one that, I think, what was it, orangutan? Orangutan?
Yeah.
It's a larger one, but...
Well, even if it's just like a little spider monkey, that's a lot lighter and more realistic, but like the way that your organs are laid out and everything, like I'm sure all of that is fucking different. If you're like, you know what I mean? Like you have evolved to be able to fly, like you've lost, like the weight that you have cut to do that over millennia has been...
I'm glad you said something about evolving.
Okay.
There is a theory, there's a flying primate hypothesis.
Okay.
I'm just going to tell you here. There, apparently, Chiroptera, which is the subgroup, also known as flying foxes, the bats, they have a evolutionary sister group of primates. So Carl Linnaeus in 1758 proposed that it's in its modern form, proposed that there are some connections between the retina and the midbrain of the megabat, like the bats we've been talking about. They were organized in the same way as primates' brains. So essentially the midbrain visual part of the bat is the same as a primate. If you didn't know, flying foxes don't use echolocation like a lot of bats do.
I did not know that.
They use their eyes. Very much like primates.
So what if it's like a flying squirrel monkey? It doesn't like have wings, but it just has that membrane. God damn it, we're just creating new fucking animals by doing this too, but like you look like you have more you're trying to tell me about. Do you or do you not?
Kalogu. Hold on, I gotta get... What's it?
Well, do it quick. It's almost 7.
So there is a kalogu, which is a gliding mammal, as there are other gliding mammals, like flying lemurs. Apparently flying foxes and primates were all descended from the same group of early mammals, and the megabat flight and the kalogu gliding could be seen as locomotory adaptations to a life high above the ground. It's been met with a lot of criticism and resistance from like zoologists, but it's very interesting. Like it also says tree shrews are under the same taxonomic group as primates, kalugos, and bats.
I just found something called a feathertail glider. That's just a little shrew, like a little mouse that does that.
So mammals have evolved that same
that
membrane.
Webbing, well, bats are mammals.
Right. Other mammals.
Fuck, dude, this is... you're making me think about this in a different way than I was thinking about it, which is probably good. I don't think I was...
I'm sorry if that was shoddy information.
No.
I glanced at this during my researching, and I was like, I don't even understand this. But the way I understand it, reading through it now, is that they're pretty much from the same. They split off at some point in the evolutionary tree, but their bodies stay enough similar to that they can be related.
Okay. So what you're saying is some guy had a monkey bang a bat upside down.
Yes. But if you're interested in the flying primate hypothesis, I'm sure there's a lot more information on it.
I'll find an article and throw it in the description or something on that.
I mean, we'll link to like the Wikipedia or whatever, but Berkeley also has a page on it.
Mm-hmm.
Science blogs. I don't know. You'll have to do some research for yourself.
That's pretty interesting too, I guess.
Nature News, flying lemurs are primates.
That's weird.
That's an interesting point.
So now that you've...
Could it be a flying lemur? I mean, that flying lemurs aren't large, but
there's not like there are primates that exist in the United States.
Primates other than humans? I don't think so.
Other than humans,
I don't see any.
South and Central America.
Yeah,
but I'm guessing maybe like Mexico. As far as I know, there's not any primates that exist other than like
Bigfoot?
Sasquatch. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like we're getting stuff like that. It's all like backed into like cryptid territory. So
which is interesting. I believe at one time there were primates.
That's fine. I would believe that.
Yeah. So final stake in the ground. You think there's something out there?
I think there is something, whether it be a stubby-faced species of bat that is super big, mega bat is what they call them.
Mega bat.
That is an undiscovered species, or just like a one that is like, for whatever reason, way too... Yeah, something like that. And then if you have... You know what I mean? Some of these were like, there is one story about it.
Yeah.
It's been seen one time.
There's really not a lot of stories in general, like specific sightings or encounters.
Yeah. Like it seems as though like something is being seen, but again, like things die and we find skeletal remains or straight up the body, or you know what I mean? Things like that. You'd expect to see the evidence of it that, as far as I know, we're not seeing now. What I will also say is that there is vast amounts of cave systems that aren't explored or haven't been used by humans in a long, abandoned mines. And I mean, we talked about it on another episode too, that that fucking stairway that goes down so far that they can't reach the bottom of it today, even because you have to walk down the stairs and you can't carry enough supplies because you have to get back up. So like you could carry whatever it is, 4 or 5 days worth of rations that you are like able to carry on your way down.
That means you go for like 2.5 days,
full days walking downstairs, and you haven't reached the bottom, and you have to turn around and go back up. Otherwise, you're going to run out of food, light, and water.
They tie a rope to your legs so they can pull up your dead body.
Bro, it's unreal.
Did we talk about if we would go down, if it meant us dying, just to know what's at the bottom?
On paper, yes, I would. In practice, I think I would be there with my bag packed, and I would be looking at it and say, you know what? That's a lot of stairs. I say no. Even if I had all of the supplies in the world, I wouldn't make it up 4 days worth of walking upstairs, dude. How many fucking stairs is that? I think every time we talk about this, I decide I need to go do more research on this and figure out more shit and try and like link to it.
But we barely do any research for this podcast, though.
Okay, so it's a cryptid. Does the bottom of the staircase exist?
What's at the bottom?
Is it a never-ending hole?
Mel's hole.
It comes out of Mel's hole. The other end, you walk up the stairs and you just pop out.
What's up, guys?
I passed the refrigerator down there on the left.
There's a bunch of cats
of
down here.
There?
What the fuck, man? This is fucked up.
It brought the dog to life, so there's no dead dog.
Another question regarding holes. A hole through the center of Earth.
Talking like hollow Earth?
No. Just like you drill a hole completely through the Earth from one side to the other. North to south, east to west. A hole. One solid hole all the way through. You jump in. What happened? This is more of a science question.
So like a man-sized hole?
Yeah. I mean, it could be you could throw a marble in there, whatever. Let's just say it's a
Okay,
tube.
so it can
throw
be
a
a
marble
tiny
in.
little hole and you throw...
It's just what are the effect, the gravitational effects?
I would say that it would get pulled inward until it reached the center, then it would have momentum built up, so it would kind of go further past. I don't think it would go all the way out, but then I kind of think it would bounce back and forth until it kind of went
Evens
to the
out,
middle,
yeah.
and then it would stay there. I think you would
that's
slowly
fair.
begin to fill the hole.
I mean, you're not putting marble after marble in there, are you?
I mean, it's not like you'd be able to test the results and see what happened, because you'd have to have a cross-section of the Earth, but then at that point it wouldn't matter. You'd have to take a cross-section of the Earth, then replace it with like a glass bubble that was the exact same like mass
Density
as
and
Earth,
mass.
but still have that existing hole there, and then throw something down and observe from the side.
Or like X-rays or some sort of ray you could observe.
I'm moving on past this one. You need to take like a big old drink
Hey,
on that
I'm
one,
gonna finish
sir.
this. And that marks the time.
I think, yeah, right. I think something's being seen. That's about all I can say. I don't think that there is a straight fucking bat monkey that exists.
Yeah.
Again, maybe like a one-off. Where are you at?
I think I'm with you, but I'm leaning more towards the side of it's just like a fruit bat.
It was flying closer than they thought it was.
Yeah.
It was
Your depth perception's crap in the night sky.
A combination of like a really large owl flew over, and then like you saw the shadow and you like looked up, and then there was a bat there that was like close, and you like kind of freaked out and ran away.
Yeah, and even like the foliage could somehow
Tree
like
cover, yeah.
the moonlight, I don't know. I just think it could be easily
Also, I think like
washed away.
animals are sometimes bigger than just like people think they are. I recently learned how big a porcupine is and about shit myself.
Like dog-ish size.
Yeah, man, they're big.
Oh, pet.
Okay.
All right. So as we always do, we've got to take the Ahul, put it in a cage match with last episode's
Pterosaur.
Yeah. Ropin versus Ahul.
So I have to take Ahul on being like a large primate.
We'll post a picture. The picture we post of the Ahul.
The picture I always put one as main image.
Yeah, the fucking
A gorilla.
Gorilla bat.
I think the pterosaur had a size advantage,
Yeah.
and that beak would be pretty good.
You could get that guy at a distance for sure. I feel like a gorilla more attacks by like swinging his arms. Can't really
Doesn't
do
have
that
arms.
with wings.
Did you
Kind
have,
of
like,
grabbing.
Fangs though, they have some sharp ass teeth.
Yeah, you could go for the bite, but I still think you're going to get poked in the eye with a beak. I think my money is on pterosaurs / Ropin.
I think that's where I'm leaning too, even though they don't really seem to have any crazy ability. Maybe it glows and it can fucking throw off how that shit works. Yeah, it blinded him.
Blinded by
Oh shit,
the
no,
light.
actually, okay, so they're both nocturnal and it glows. If it glows, would that like...
The dead giveaway.
They said it was like daylight, so wouldn't that like
Ooh.
hurt the bat's eyes?
Yeah, they're a vampire, and the daylight makes them
It melts
turn
them.
Yeah,
All right, cool. So Ropin wins.
Ropin wins by
Yeah, that's
Being the light.
that's where we're at with that, I think. Why don't you head over to social media, let us know what you think. Those polls will be up in just a couple of days. I think usually it gets posted the Friday or Saturday following an episode release, so check in on Saturday. Or if you're listening to this not the day it came out, like most of you, just head over to social media and answer the
I'll
the
do it
poll.
within a few days to a week.
It'll get
of
done.
when
Don't worry about it.
It's
Just follow us, and then
done.
you'll get notified when Connor posts it.
absolutely at facebook.com/Counting Cryptids and Twitter @CountCryptid. Also, it's time for the 1v1 results of the Snallygaster and the Ropin.
All right, you got those results up, Connor? Now that we had our little sing-along?
In fact, I do.
All right, well, I'm guessing you're looking at Facebook right now.
I am going to go to Facebook.
All right, what?
It's a very, pretty much one-sided here.
Okay.
89% Snallygaster.
All right.
So he just walks away with it.
Agreeing with us. That was where we sat as well, was
Yeah.
the Snallygaster over the Ropin.
Yeah. Pterodactyl ain't got much going on. Sorry.
Except for this
Triggered.
time, maybe. Triggered.
I get triggered by
All right,
pterodactyl.
what do you got over on Twitter?
Split. right
50-50?
down the middle.
Okay.
Clearly, Twitter doesn't like us as much as the Facebook group. I think that's what I've come to the conclusion of.
Yeah, it's the internet for you.
They probably don't even listen.
We'll see.
So if you're on Facebook, go over to the Twitter page and upvote your vote from Facebook.
Yep, there you go. Perfect. So I do have one other thing this week before we head out. We did have another 5-star iTunes review.
Hell yeah, we did.
From Brookie.
Thanks, Brookie.
The title of it? I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, let's go. What title sounds
Hidden
correct.
Gem.
Ooh. Oh, I like this.
I'm glad I found this podcast. I think it was supposed to be an I. So I'm just reading it as it says. I'm glad I found this podcast. It's got a little bit of comedy, a bit of research, a bit of off the fence, a good amount of swearing. I enjoy the drinking game of getting off topic. The 1v1 is the best. I'm holding my hopes out for an ultimate showdown of all the winners. Oh yeah, and they are legendary and whatever, smiley face. Thank you so much for that review.
Appreciate it, Brookie. I'm really glad to hear somebody likes the 1v1.
Yeah, right? Like, yeah.
This, like, it was, like,
that was,
point.
like, really, like, what formed this, because we had been talking about doing a lot of different things, and we're like, what if we did this, and then just, like, made them fight?
Yeah.
And we're like, cool, I'm in.
Like, we'll get a 1v1 started, and people will think it's awesome.
Interaction with people on social media. Yeah.
Thanks, Brookie.
Yeah, thank you. And I also think we should do some sort of ultimate showdown.
Absolutely, like, maybe at year's end, just see what...
see what's what? Do, like, a little recap at the end?
A super poll? Like...
We'll figure something out for that one. It's going to be a little weird, and some of them are kind of outliers. Like, the Kraken is going to be pretty difficult, but it's not like we're going to, like, exclude them. We'll figure something out. We'll talk to everybody about it. We'll figure out what you guys think makes sense, too, and we'll make sure it's...
A tournament of sorts will happen.
I feel like I was going to say something else about that, but... Okay.
Thanks to everybody that's reviewed. Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
Most importantly, listening.
Thank you for everything.
And if you're interested in getting involved, writing a review, search for us wherever. Facebook, Twitter are two main ones.
You're listening to this episode. In the episode description is links to everything.
Absolutely.
All of our pages everywhere. Any way that you can get a hold of us, that's all there.
Pictures, more information.
All that stuff's right there. It'll
all in the
links.
description.
I mean, again, if you have anything else that you think we left out, that you think we would like to know, fucking send it our way.
Absolutely. If you're interested about a topic that you think we might be, if it's cryptid related, I'm interested in it. Like, Jacob's interested in it. Like, we want to know.
We're there. We're about it.
Even if it's just like a one-off, I want it. Like, that's interesting to me because there could be
even if
something that goes into.
I have a cool idea.
Go.
So what if we do ones where there's like very, very small amounts of information and put like 10 of them into one episode?
I could dig it.
Because some of them are pretty hard when it's like, the only thing I'm finding is this one Wikipedia page that's like a paragraph and a half, and then there's 3 other sites that have any other information about it, and they all just directly copied and pasted from the Wikipedia. Typos and all.
Yeah.
So we could do shit like that and throw them into one and then be like, all right, between these two, okay, then whittle it down between these two and have an ultimate champion over the 10 that we know nothing about, because all there is like, this is kind of what it looked like.
And then we do that one versus next week. Okay. I was gonna say, while you're giving that spiel, that really wouldn't work into the way our things work. If you're gonna break it down like that, though, I like that. A mini tournament to decide who's going against next week's. I like that. We'll keep that in mind. If you've got some one-off stories, send them.
What's up, guys?
Send them. Just send it.
If you have seen a giant bat with a monkey face or just an abnormally large bat, also let us know.
I am so sorry. Beforehand, if you ever see a large bat in your vicinity, please evacuate.
Yeah, it kind of sounds terrifying, yes. I think I would assume it was just like a vampire about like in the middle of transforming into a human.
Oh, fuck!
And just straight shit.
Garlic! Get your garlic.
All right. I guess my dog is confused because she hears us and can't find us, though. It's about time to go give her some snuggles.
Yeah, let's wrap this up.
Let's fucking finish this shit out. And,
see you next week.
Yeah. Thanks again for listening, guys.
Peace out. Thanks for checking out this week's episode.
If you want to get your 2 cents in, answer this week's polls on social media.
You can find us on Twitter at Count Cryptid or Counting Cryptids on Facebook.
If you have any questions, concerns, suggestions, or you just want to chat, you can email us at countingcryptids@hotmail.com.
Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and tell your friends.
He's been Connor.
He's been Jacob.
And we'll see you in a couple of weeks for another fascinating installment of Counting Cryptids.